Alrighty, so this evening we're going to give a tour on our weed-infested small garden. And by weed-infested, I mean, just look, it's clear full of weeds, which that's alright. I've been working at it a little bit here and a little bit there. A lot of these weeds that you see is just laid on the ground. They're not actually connected anymore. This bed right here beside of us was our peas, and I had a cattle panel trellis up here. And I tore it out like about a week ago, probably about a week and a half ago now. And I put sorghum and dang it, can't even think, sunflowers in here. And the sorghum's coming up. I got a lot of sorghum. There's a bunch. Here's some. They're coming up pretty good. All in all, if you look, there's weeds in rows. But they'll grow pretty good. I'm not going to weed it no more till I know where the sorghum's at. Then I'll get some of that stuff out of it. Down here we got some onions. These are mostly just bunching onions, but there is some bigger onions in there as well. Not many, but most of them are big onion or small onions. And they're full of weeds. I mean, this is the weediest I've ever had a garden. It's driving me plumb totally insane. I can't take it, but it is what it is. This is Swiss chard. It grows pretty well. Last year it sold quicker than we could grow it. This year we can't hardly give it away for some reason. I don't understand the difference. I personally never cared a whole lot for the stuff, but it sells fairly well usually. This year, I can't remember what kind of kale this is that we have.
Red boar.
Red boar, okay. It's not bad. I like the blue curly way better. This is more bitter than what I like.
It's very pretty though.
It is very pretty. It's good. I mean, it's not terrible bad, but it's not as good as the blue curly. These are our provider green beans, and they definitely are providers. There's some on there now that could be harvested. That's about perfect size if you ask me. We already canned pretty much all we're going to can of beans this year. So what we get from now on is going to be sold or eaten raw. If you don't spray your garden with a bunch of chemicals, you can eat that stuff like that. And it's really good. Beans are delicious like that. There's some of them starting to die back, but they've harvested it. We got a good bit out of it, and there's still a lot there. There's still lots of flowers on there. I mean, they're still gonna provide lots. Hence provider. Those there on the trellis are these are Blue Lake pole beans.
They're as tall as you.
Yeah, actually probably taller if they were straightened out. They have not gypsy moth. They have Japanese beetles all over them for some reason. We have gypsy moth, Japanese beetle traps too. And I don't know, for some reason they're bad on the beans, but they're not really they're hurting them, but they're not.
And they're going after them beans instead of the.
Some of these have holes in them, but not like those do.
Yeah.
Sorry for crunching, but these are good. These we've not harvested yet. There's tons of flowers on these, and they are just starting to make beans.
Wee small ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long it takes them to.
I don't have a clue how long it takes them to actually produce.
We've never had beans take that long.
No. And we started these the same time we started those. Actually, on the exact same day, we started them both.
Yeah. And that plant is grown like that into a wall, and it's got tons of flowers.
Yep. And it looks cool. The Japanese beetles love them.
If you want something to trail up a wall or something, and something edible too, well, there you go. Get some beans.
So next, I'm disappointed in how they're producing as far as that goes. I truly am. I wish they would produce more, but they'll probably all come on at once, and we'll be picking beans out the yin yang, or as my beautiful wife would say, wazoo. And just so y'all know, yesterday was her birthday. To tell her happy birthday in the comments. I won't mention her age because, well, she's way younger than I am, and you never say how old a woman is, so that's just rude. But she's way younger than me.
Not way
Younger than me. I was out of high school before she was in high school, so
or middle school.
Before she was in middle school. Anyhow, no, it's not like that. We met on a blind date.
Yeah.
Best blind date I ever went on. Actually, it was the only blind date I ever went on. On this side, as we digress, this side we have beets, which they're growing really good. I think they like the shade of the beans, so I might have to try this again next year. The beets down on the other garden are almost dying back, but they're in the full sun getting beat on all day long. And up here they're not.
Yeah.
And we have a few carrots in here and there. Not a whole lot of carrots, but a couple. Yeah, I need to get a pitchfork to pull them out with. They're in there.
That whole bed was supposed to be carrots.
Supposed to be carrots.
But
I don't know. I don't have good luck germinating carrots for some reason.
But they started germinating pretty good once the beets started coming up.
Well, it's true. They're definitely doing better now. Maybe next year I'll interplant the beets and the carrots.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't see why it'd hurt.
Yeah, we'll see once. Next year I think I want to, instead of planting the beets with the cedar, I think I want to grow them in a cell tray. Start them in a cell tray and then plant them by hand. And then a day or so before I plant the beets, I'll seed the carrots with the cedar, then plant beets in the same bed, just see how they do. We'll see. Maybe they'll do great for us that way, maybe they won't, but either way, you're not really out, just seeds. And seeds aren't that expensive, really, they're not. This bed right here was all lettuce, and we harvested the lettuce out and harvested, I don't know how many harvests we got a fair many harvests out of it. And we probably 2 weeks ago, I think, I cut all of it down. I never pulled it out. I just cut it to the ground. As you can see, this here was an old lettuce stem. There's an old stem. There's some that's already rotted up. Thought I let those in, but I put spinach on this half and lettuce on that half, and the spinach is coming up pretty well.
Nice.
Most places. These are radishes. I have one row of radishes halfway through this bed, and then this right here is a teddy bear sunflower.
Oh, okay.
I mixed those together with the radishes just to try to get some flowers in here, because I like flowers in the garden. I think next year we're going to do way more flowers in the garden. The way we did that garden down below, I think it's pretty, and a lot of stuff that we interplanted is doing way better than the stuff we didn't interplant. Lesson learned. For me anyways, I did it as an experiment this year, and I really like how it's turning out. This bed here was our garlic, and we got, I don't know how much garlic out of it. We got a fair bit we're going to sell, and we got I'm not sure how many heads we kept for seed and how many we kept for ourselves, but we got a fair bit to sell. But next year we're going to double, maybe triple what we grew this year, just because of how well we did last year. And this year I didn't do as much, thinking I had too much, and then it was too late till I knew I needed it. But live and learn, right? It's not a big deal either way. But right now I got cauliflower in here, and it's starting to come up, but the bugs are eating it pretty bad. The bugs are, I don't know what bugs, but there's bugs eating it. And I also have nasturtiums. I started these from seed. I don't know how many I put out through there, but they're growing fairly well.
They're coming up nice.
Yeah. Weeds grow really nice too. But the reason we have so many weeds is this spring, well, last fall I put in cover crops, And then this spring I put the chickens in here, and they scratched around instead of this fall. I'm going to put down compost and then throw a tarp over top of it like I normally do. And I usually don't have this weed issues like this. Weeds in the garden just drive me insane for some reason. So that pretty much sums up this garden. And right behind my lovely lady is a great big huge sunflower that had planted itself right there.
Yes, it did.
It's short.
Perfect size.
Yeah, it is perfect size. I'll probably keep seeds out of this. It's nice and strong. Look how big that stalk is. That thing's huge. The head's not real big, but it's only got one head on it. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I don't know I would assume it's a yellow. Yeah. Most times, if you never noticed, the yellow here only has one stem in it. If they're black here, then it'll get a bunch more flowers out of it. That's true if you look around, and usually the yellow ones are bigger. The heads are bigger on the yellow ones, and the seeds actually end up bigger as well. But now you can see the jungle garden a little better from this angle, which you've seen it through the other way before, but you've never seen it through here. I love how it's looking. It's definitely being overgrown. And we have tomatoes that's clear up to here. They're just stretching for light. It's what they're doing. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. We got a squash here that's growing. This came from over there somewhere. Where at? Good luck finding out where that stem come from.
Yeah.
All in all, they're doing pretty well. I do see a vine borer right there on that one, so I need to get in there and figure out how to get it out. Them vine borers will kill these plants. I hate them stupid things. They're probably my biggest enemy as far as bugs go. They'll destroy a garden pretty easy. The Mexican sunflowers are doing good. They look like weeds in there, but that's actually a flower. I don't have a clue what it's going to end up looking like. This here's a flower too. Mexican sunflower.
Oh my gosh,
that's pretty big. It is.
Wow.
It is getting pretty big for sure. This is a regular sunflower. It fell over, and that's one there that fell over as well, but it is what it is. So this is our small garden. For the most part, everything's doing good. What we harvested, stuff we put back in is growing fairly well. Whenever I take things out, from here on out, will be cover crops put in. Whether I put more cover crops. She almost fell down. You might not have noticed the camera jerk, but she almost busted her rear end. I wouldn't have laughed either.
He would have.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if I put any more cover crops in here because there's probably nothing that's going to come out before the snow starts flying. But down below, in the potatoes, I harvested some of those. I'll be putting cover crops in them, so we'll end up seeing what we end up with. But right now, I'm going to get off of here and go take care of some vine borers that I can see, and I would guess that's why that
is dying
back, because the vine borers done got hold of it, done bored it out.
Yep.
Don't have a clue what kind that is, but I'm pretty sure it's a dead kind now. We'll see. Maybe it'll come back. I don't know. We'll see. But there's some vine borers on there mating. Actually, I need to get rid of them. So that's going to wrap it up. So till we meet again, take care and God bless.